Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Harijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagannath Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Namosute Saptakancha Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarusya Kripa Sindhu Devacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Prabhuji, can you kindly give me the permission to share the screen? Hare Krishna. Yeah.
Yes, Prabhu, now you can share.
Okay. Fine. So, welcome back to all the devotees for our discussion on Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 5, the topic of the structure of the universe. So, in the last week, in the last 3 classes, we discussed about how Privrat Maharaj divided the entire Bhumandala into 7 islands by creating 7 concentric oceans through his chariot wheel. Then we also discussed about subdivisions of the 7 dvipas. Like the outermost dvipa has 2 varshas, 1 mountain, and the inner 5 dvipas have 7 mountains and 7 varshas, nourished by 7 rivers. And the innermost island, that was Jambudvipa, which has 9 mountains, 9 varshas, 1 Ganga Nadi goes in 4 directions, called as 4 names, that is being described. Then finally we came to the description of Bharata Varsha. Bharata Varsha is called as Karma Bhumi, and other 8 Varshas are known as Bhauma Swarga. Out of the 3 kinds of Swargas, Sargaloka and Bhuvarloka are called Diveswarga, Bhuloka is called Bhauma Swarga, and the lower 7 planets are called Bilaswarga. So the remaining 8 Varshas, as you see in this image, and also the remaining 6 islands which are there outside of saltwater ocean, they are all Bhauma Swarga. And only Bharata Varsha, which is whose width is about 9,000 yojanas, is Karma Bhumi. Specifically, Karma Bhumi. It has special qualities, etc. And within this Bharata Varsha, there are 9 islands. The 9 islands are separated by the same saltwater ocean, and each island is of 1,000 yojanas as you measure from north to south. So this is northern direction, this is southern direction, and north to south, the total distance is 9,000 yojanas. There are 9 divisions. Each division is 1,000 yojanas. That is pretty clear. And the 9th division, which is touching the ocean, which is touching the border of the ocean, which is bordering the ocean, that is called as Bharatakanda or Navadvipa, as or Kumaraka Dvipa, or Sudarshan Dvipa. Different names are mentioned in different Vedic literature, but that is Bharatkhanda. And that Bharatkhanda has so many properties we have discussed in the last time. And this entire Bharatavarsha has Satya, Treta, Dwapara, Kali, which do not exist elsewhere. And in anyone who ever takes birth in one of these 9 islands, they are restricted to one of those 9 islands for the entire life. So these are the different things that have been mentioned about these things. And then what else? And some details about the ninth island, that is Bharatkhanda. In the east there are Kiratas, in the west there are Revanas, in the north in the east there are kingdoms of Orissa, Ostra, Magadha, Kalinga, etc. In the south there are kingdoms such as Maruka, Malava. Such kind of details are mentioned. Then, taking the help of Mahabharat, uh, we have also discussed that Sri Tiruvenkata Ramanujayar, one of the Sri Vaishnava saint, as where is his photo? As he is studying Bhishma Parva, Mahabharat, Bhishma Parva, he came across 3 verses. The other 3 verses. So, referring to the meaning of the 3 verses, he kind of drew the image of entire Sudarshan Deepa or Bharatkhanda, whatever we call, which is in the shape of a bale fruit, because Sanskrit word known as Paramandala, it has multiple meanings. According to the context, we have to take the suitable meaning. It can be spherical, it can be circular, it can be disc. So Sanskrit, they have different meanings. So, but here the acharyas have taken the spherical understanding, like a bale fruit. So all those details are mentioned in different verses. So this was the image drawn by him as per the details mentioned in these verses. The details say that considering moon to be mirror, if you see the Bharatkhanda, on one side of Bharatkhanda looks like a big rabbit surrounded by people leaves and other vegetation, and other side of Bharatkhanda looks like set of people leaves. The plural is used. Dviramshe Pipalastatra, Dviramshe Tesho Mahan. Out of the 2 parts, one part appears to be combination of people leaves, and other part appears to be like a great uh, rabbit, and other parts are filled with other types of vegetation, etc. And the last shloka says that remaining part of the entire Bharatkhanda is filled with water, except these 2 portions, remaining all is water, that is being indicated. So when he draw this image, he could not understand what exactly it means, etc. But in due course of time, when he flipped around it, so then it made sense to him. Okay, this is the meaning of that particular picture. Because he was born in 1805, his details are mentioned here. 1805, he lived all the way up to 1882. So this was the time colonial government was going on. So world map is already made. So it can be seen with the projection on the world map, which looks almost similar. So this is what I mean from Puranas, the theoretical understanding, from Mahabharat, some pictorial understanding. We come to that. This is the entire Jambudipa, in which there are 9 Varshas. The 9th Varsha is Bharata Varsha. In that Bharata Varsha, there are 9 islands. The 9th island is Bharatkhanda. That Bharatkhanda is our Earth globe. So we can come to this understanding. So where we are situated, on which we are situated, and somehow or other, based on some hints, we have the information that this Bharatkhanda is spherical, and we don't have other information about other 9 islands, other 8 islands, what is the shape of them. And at least the information from Vayu Purana says that the entire Jambudipa and the remaining Bhumandala is flat. This Bharatkhanda is somehow or other, it is spherical, whose dimensions are 1000 yojanas, north to south, and also height wise, and east to west also 1000 yojanas. Since it is spherical, all 3 dimensions are same. And this is the image, this is the portrait you can see even today also. If you happen to visit Sri Perambudur, the birthplace of Sri Ramanujacharya, and in the same township, in one corner there is ashram of Sri Tiruvenkata Ramanujayar. In his ashram, you can see this portrait which is drawn by him. So this is the image we are discussing about, which he draw about the universe, about the Bharatkhanda, and this is the image which he draw about the entire universe. So the universe is covered by 7 layers. The 7 layers are shown here, and these are the upper planetary systems: Bhurloka, Sargaloka, Maharloka, Janaloka, Tapaloka, Satyaloka, etc. And here we have Mount Meru. Here we have Dhruva, here we have Sun, and Sun's chariot is here, and here you have Bharatkhanda. And these are the remaining other portions: saltwater ocean and other 6 islands, 6 oceans, and the 7 lower planets. And the entire Bhumandala is carried by Shesha and the Ashtadikajas that is being indicated here. This is Sun chariot. This is some details are here. This is how eclipse happens. These are the 7 upper planetary systems. All the planets are being indicated here with their details, etc. These are the details which we discussed. And briefly, Surya Siddhanta indicates that the Bharatkhanda is spherical. Some details are mentioned here. Sarvatraiva mahi gole swastha na muparisthitham manyate ke yato golasya kordvam koapi ada. So basically, since Bharatkhanda is spherical, everyone at every location they think that they are on the uppermost side of the earth. So, but what is above, what is below for a spherical structure? So that is understanding. So then finally we stopped here in this slide. So we started our discussion with sun traveling on a horizontal path just above the surface of the Bhumandala. And initially we talked about some dimension that with respect to sun, Sukadeva Goswami is talking that this is east, this is west, this is north, this is south. But we may get confused when Bhagavatam is saying in 16th chapter, this is north, this is south. So we may get confused that these are the true north and true south. But in reality, for a 3D universe, this is the true north. The upper side during which Satyaloka is situated is the true north. The bottom side in the direction in which our Garbhodaka ocean is situated is true south. But this we can correlate with our practical experience. So though in relation to Bhumandala, the sun is traveling in a horizontal plane like this. But with respect to a person who is situated on the surface of the Bharatkhanda, especially in India, which is very close to line of equator, when sun is traveling like this. But for a person who is standing and who is seated or standing on in India, very close to line of equator in Bharatkhanda, in the spherical Bharatkhanda, we see sun is traveling like this. In Mumbai, we see like this. So sun is rising here, and in the midday is seen here, sunset is here, and midnight is below. So like that. So this is like midday sun, this is like midnight sun, this is rising sun, setting sun. So because this is spherical, and we see it like this. And finally, one scientific observation: as per the modern science, so the mean diameter of the Earth, the average diameter of the Earth is 12,742 kilometers. The diameter measured at the equator, that is 12,756 kilometers, and diameter measured between the two poles, North Pole to South Pole, the distance is 12,713 kilometers. But as per Srimad Bhagavatam, as per the details given in other Puranas, so the entire width of Bharatavarsha is 9,000 yojanas. The total width of Jambudvipa is 1 lakh yojanas. Bharatavarsha is 9,000 yojanas. That has 9 parts. The 9th part is called Bharatkhanda, and Bharatkanda's width is 1,000 yojanas from north to south. And 1 yojana is 8 miles, then it is 8,000 miles. And 1 mile is 1.609 kilometers. These are all approximate closest possible numbers. So the symbol indicates. So it comes to 12,872 kilometers. So this is as per scriptural understanding. The diameter of Bharatkhanda in kilometers is 12,872 kilometers. According to modern scientific observations, it is 12,742 kilometers. So there is small, what you can say, approximation or error, whatever you can say, that is being indicated. And there is another scripture which is Surya Siddhanta, which is one of the astrological scriptures, which one of the famous scriptures in India from the astrology point of astronomy point of view. So the diameter of the earth globe mentioned in Surya Siddhanta, it is 1600 yojanas, not 1000 yojanas. They say 1600 because according to Surya Siddhanta, diameter is the distance between the lower part to the upper part of the sphere along with its surface. As you travel from the lower part of the Bharatkhanda to the upper part of the Bharatkhanda on the surface, the total distance covered by a person is called as diameter according to Surya Siddhanta. Because that is the easiest method to measure a particular distance. You start your journey here, walk on the surface, and go here. Whatever distance you cover, that is the diameter. That is how Surya Siddhanta indicates the diameter of the Bharataganda. Or you can start on one side, go on to the other side. Whatever distance you covered, that is the diameter. So this is equal to the half of the total circumference. According to our normal understanding, the distance covered from here to here or here to here is half of the circumference. So then for a sphere or for a circle, circumference is equal to 2 pi r, then diameter will be 2r, that is equal to c by pi. So then from this formula, what will be the actual diameter of the earth sphere? The diameter is equal to total circumference by pi. 1600 is the half circumference, then total circumference ties to that. 2 into 1600 by pi, that is equal to 1019 yojanas. So this is also very close to 1000 yojanas. So now I would like to stop for a few minutes. I would like to take any questions if you have based on the previous week's discussion and the current summary and these two correlations from scriptures to modern science correlations. Any query?
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu, go ahead.
Prabhuji, last class you mentioned that when a person goes to Swargaloka, he enjoys 90% of his pious karma, then he comes to enjoy 10% of his karma in Bhagavata. So
with the remaining 10% quota, he might come to Bharata, the Jambudvipa, and out of 10%, 9% he will enjoy in of these 8 varshas for 10,000 years. With the remaining 1% karma, with the remaining 1% punya, that person will take birth in Bharata Varsha.
So this pattern is like sure shot for everyone, Prabhuji. First in
No. I just mentioned some number to understand. But the procedure is like this. The majority of piety will be enjoyed in the actual Swarga, and some portion will be further enjoyed in the Bhauma Swarga. Then with the remaining piety, they will come and take birth in Bharata Varsha. Maybe they might take birth in a Brahmana family or in a Ashtoki family, in a wealthy Vaishya family, things like that.
So it means, Prabhuji, that everyone gets opportunity to take birth in Bharat Varsha. After
Obviously, everyone will get birth in Bharata Varsha. That is obvious.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, I wanted to ask that as we hear that we are performing devotional service, if somebody falls down from it, then like he takes birth either in the rich families, aristocratic families, or some devotee families. And the golden age of Kali Yuga will go for 10,000 years, like the Mahaprabhu's mission. So just I wanted to ask, like as you are telling that 90% of the time, 90% and 99% of his pious credits will be enjoyed in the heaven and Bhomeswarga. And other than this Bharat Varsha, all the places like the Treta Yuga is going on.
Yes, Prabhu.
So let us say, Prabhuji, like we are performing our devotional service, we are not sufficiently, we are not very sincere, and somehow if somebody happens to go to heavenly planets, then he lands in the Treta Yuga or other places, then like will he get opportunity again to practice devotional service in the Bharatvarsha, or he has to travel like a normal man here and there?
See, Prabhuji, the facilities to practice bhakti is there all over the universe. But whether can we practice or not, it is up to us. For example, this is my little understanding. The people who actually took birth in those respective places, like the main devatas who are in heaven, they do their duties, simultaneously practice bhakti. For them it is okay. But for those people from Bharata Varsha, by performing Karma Yoga rituals, if they happen to if they desire to go to Swarga, if they go to Swarga, generally the mindset is to enjoy the results, enjoy the facilities in Swarga. Just like when a person goes on to excursion or to a foreign trip, what is the mood of those people? Enjoyment. But for a person who goes to foreign for work, genuinely, if they want to study and work, what is their motive? To study and work. So they don't have any problem. So for example, we take the analogy of bhakti in relation to work. They have gone to heavenly planets to do more bhakti. They can do more bhakti. From there, they go back to Godhead. But those people who are gone to abroad with a mentality of that of a tourist, they will only enjoy as long as the visa permits, as long as the bank balance permits. Then they will come back. So it is simple understanding. Facility to perform bhakti is there everywhere, but it depends on the mentality of the person. If a person go to other places or like foreign land with a mentality of enjoyment, only for the sake of enjoyment, they will enjoy. Once their bank balance is over, they have to come back. But if they go there to enhance their activities, to earn some, to gain some knowledge, to work in a better way, that is okay. They advance further. Those who go to Swarga, they perform bhakti in Swargaloka, they advance further, they go back to Godhead. There is no entrance for that. But generally, those people who go to Swarga are with a mentality of enjoyment. So once their piety is over, they'll come back. That is how scriptures indicate.
Prabhuji, in continuation to my previous question about coming back from heaven to Bharatvarsha, so I somewhere heard that when one comes to Bharat Khanda, takes birth in Bharat Khanda, first he takes birth as an animal to prepare for the human body, and then he takes a human body. So is it correct?
No, it depends on karma, Prabhuji. Everything is depend upon karma. Whatever we are supposed to go through our karma, we will go through. If it is according to our karma, we have to take birth in all different species, we will take birth, obviously. That is true. Don't think that we only become as human being, not like that. According to our karma, karmana daivanetrina jantur dehopapadate. According to our karma, we take birth either in heaven or in hell or in Bhartakanda, in any other species or human being. Everything is determined by karma. Simple.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu.
But just a small clarification I just wanted to ask regarding the previous question. Like, so, like, let us say we are performing devotional service. So, like, for us, like, whether we will come back on this track of Bharatvarsha.
See, Prabhuji, please don't get confused. I don't know. See, all of you are thinking that bhakti even after doing bhakti also one will go to Swarga and all. No. See, going to any place depends upon one's desire. Unless until you want to go, you will not go. Only a person who is determined to go to Swarga and performs whatever is needed to go to Swarga, they will only go to Swarga. All of you are engineers. Only those people we are determined to go to West and do MS, and those who appear for GRE, TOEFL, they only are qualified to go to West and study in universities, I-20 universities. Everyone cannot go to US. It is simple. The procedure is very simple. Going to Swarga is not ashamashi. They need to work very hard. They need to perform so many things, so many pious activities, so many rituals, and so many vratas, vows. It is not a simple thing. And for a devotee, they should have only one and only one desire. That is to go back home, back to God and serve the Supreme Lord. When that desire is strong, they don't go here and there. They don't look here and there. They directly go to spiritual world. Yanti deva, vrata deva, pitrun yanti, pitrun vata, bhutani yanti, bhutejja, yanti madhyaj nopimam. Those who worship devatas with a desire to go to Swarga, they will go to Swarga. Those who worship Pitrus with a desire to go to Pitruloka, they will go to Pitruloka. Those who worship Bhutapeta Pishashas with a desire to go to the place wherever they are, they will go there. But those who worship me with a desire to come to my spiritual abode, they will come to me. Lord gives a sure shot procedure. It is up to us where we want to go and what to do accordingly to go there. If somebody want to go to spiritual world, they will not go to Swarga. Don't worry. But the desire should be strong. Our endeavor should be strong.
I just needed a little clarification. I joined a bit late, so I wanted to ask that this diameter of Earth's globe and Earth's sphere, what is this difference? Can you please tell?
Thank you for asking this question. I was expecting questions on Bhartakanda. People are asking about heaven only still. No problem. See, diameter is simple, na? All of us studied geometry from the very beginning. So for the spherical thing, diameter is any three directions you can measure diameter. but different scriptures will give different way of measurement. Here the current slide which shows is about the Surya Siddhanta, which is talking about the diameter of the Bhartakanda is about 1600 yojanas. So there is a different way of calculation that is being indicated here. So otherwise, why I am giving all the details of the diameter is the scriptures are talking about Bhartakanda to be one of the ninth portion of the Bharata Varsha. There are 9 portions which are of equal dimension. Each portion is about 1000 yojanas. When you translate into kilometers, it comes around 12,800 kilometers. That is equal to the modern measurement. So in that way, I am trying to tell that whatever observations made by modern science also shows that the Bhartakanda is our Earth globe. So just to give a modern validation, I'm speaking about it. Is that okay?
What I wanted to know is that Earth globe is the outer periphery, and what is like that diameter you are telling that na outer diameter of Earth's globe.
Diameter is diameter, Prabhu, for any sphere. Diameter is from here to here, or here to here, or this side to that side. Diameter for a sphere. This is very. I mean, I don't know. Why you are getting confused. Diameter for a circle, diameter for a sphere.
There are two different values na, for the same diameter. That is why I'm confused.
Why? Which are the two different values?
1019 yojanas and 1600 yojanas.
So I am telling the. I mean, you came late. You mentioned the 1600 yojanas according to the diameter is. They have a practical way of telling the measurement of diameter. You start walking on the periphery of a spherical sphere from here. When you start walking on the surface, when you come here, whatever distance you have covered with your walking procedure, that is they call it the diameter. But from the geometry point of view, that is of the circumference. Diameter is the distance from here to here. But when you walk on the surface, the measurement is that is 1600 yojanas. If this is 1600 yojanas, what is the distance from here to here? You use the mathematical formula that comes around 1019. 1019. That is our true diameter. Is that okay?
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you.
So here some queries in the chart box. If the earth globe floating above the surface or is in contact with the salt ocean, if so, then why are we not able to see the larger salt ocean lying south to the entire Bhartakanda? That we will discuss tomorrow or day of next class. Tomorrow means the next or next to next class. Is there any specific Vedic name of the current day India? I was just wondering because in the entire Bharatakanda, Supreme Lord appears only in this land. So my dear Prabhu, so Supreme Lord appears many other places also. But the Vedic literatures which are written by Vyasdev are specifically meant for the people of Bharata Varsha. So many of the details that are mentioned in the scriptures which are available to us, they talk about the history of our Bharata Varsha in the past history of Bharata Varsha. So whenever Lord appears in Bharata Varsha, all those details are recounted in our scriptures. All the kings that are mentioned in Bhagavatam or Ramayana, Mahabharata, they are all in relation to Bharata Varsha only. Because we are born here, we need to know our past history. That's why it is being mentioned in relation to Bharata Varsha. If you are born in some other Varsha, then the scriptures might be according to that particular Varsha. So Lord might have appeared in those respective places many other times. Then you will get to know about all those things. So this is my little understanding. You can cross check with other senior devotees also. Because all the kings that are mentioned in Bhagavatam, Ramayana, Mahabharata, they all ruled from Bhartakanda only. Keeping Bhartakanda as their capital, they have ruled over the entire Bhumandala. Some of the kings ruled over the entire Bhumandala. Some of the kings ruled over the entire Jambudvipa. Some of the kings ruled over only Bhartakanda. And modern day, our kings are ruling only small territory. So this goes on according to time, place, circumstances. The next query is how Earth is situated. Is it like North Pole at top and India at opposite to Meru? As the sun travel to a height not at same plane of Earth, so how one at equator will see it at the head? So this is some technical query which I cannot discuss now. For that we need to spend some more time in our discussions. That time we may get some more better idea. But the understanding is the North Pole is upper side, South Pole is bottom side. Sun is revolving along the plane of Bhumandala, the line of equator, and then goes upward and downward. That is there. We will discuss that later on. Is Bhartakanda is rotating or still? Is it connected with some land or water at South Pole? That we will discuss in the future sessions. But Bhartakanda is not rotating for all surety. It is still. The Bhumandala and Bhartakanda, they are all fixed, firmly fixed for the rest of eternity. They don't move. Where is the moon situated as we are talking it as the mirror? That we will discuss in the future sessions. Where the moon is situated, how it is situated, how it is revolving around Earth, etc. We will discuss that. So just you told Earth soaks water from salt ocean, so have water at globe. How we see sea level rise? Is it like now more water is soaked or not? So technical query. So my way of presenting is, when you call something as Dvipa, Earth by nature is sand particle. For the sand particle to become stable, it needs to be added with water. So that's why I mentioned that water will be there on both the sides, and it is by drinking water continuously, it remains stable. Otherwise, if there is no water source, it gets dried by sunlight, and eventually again it becomes some dust particle, and then it becomes unstable. So that is my understanding. So the water level rising in the ocean, that is because of the effect, the interrelation between sun and the earth and moon. So there is high tides, low tides because of Purnami and Amavasya. There is another technical explanation that you must be knowing. In your school days, you might have studied. In one of the purports of the 5th chapter, I read about existence of Chaturvyuha and their spiritual planets mentioned in this universe as well. Can you please clarify it? Sorry, Prabhu, I don't have any idea about these things. I will not be able to explain right now. So I don't know. I need to look into the verse and purport and all. I don't have any information about this right now. So these are some of the queries about it. Okay. Thank you very much for all these queries. Hope it is clear. If it is still not clear, you are open to ask some more queries. Hare Krishna. Still queries?
No, Prabhuji, you can continue.
Yeah. So finally, one more thing in relation to Bhartakanda, there is Sankalpa Mantra. So the Sankalpa Mantra is generally recited in every traditional temple in India whenever they wake up the Lord in the morning. So before beginning the daily rituals, the daily deity worship activities, they actually chant the Sankalpa Mantra in the temples, and in the householders, whenever they perform any samskara like name giving ceremony or vivaha samskara, any other ceremony, at the beginning of the samskara, this particular Sankalpa Mantra will be recited in order to indicate that, so I, the Yajaman of this house, and taking a vow that let me want to perform this samskara, and without any impediment, let the samskara be completed, let the samskara be performed. So with that desire, the Yajaman takes a sankalpa. So in that regard, the samskara is performed. So here, whatever samskara we see, it is mentioned in relation to April 14th of 2019. I think that was Ram Navami, Sunday. So it is Vaikari Nama Samvatsara, Uttarayana, Vasanta Rutu, Chaitra Masa, Shukla Paksha, Navami, Ravi Vasare. So if you don't know what is this Vaikari Nama Samvatsara, Uttarayana, Vasanta Rutu, don't ask me all the questions. I will not discuss now. So the mantra goes like this: Sri Govinda 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 Asya Sri Bhagavata Mahapurushasya Vishnur Ajnaya Pravartamanasya. By the order of Lord Vishnu, I want to do the samskara. Like that, the Yajaman goes ahead. Adya Brahmana, from the year of Brahma's birth. Dvitiya Pararde, in the second half of 51st year. Lord Brahma had 100 years of lifetime. Currently, the 51st year is going on. Sri Shweta Varaha Kalpe. In the 51st year, the first month, first day is called as Shweta Varaha Kalpa. Kalpa means one day of Brahma. Vaivashvata Manvantare, in the reigning period of the current Manu, known as Vaivashvata, 7th Manu period. In one day of Brahma, in one Kalpa, there are 14 Manvantaras. So currently we are going through the 7th Manvantara, which is called as Vaivashvata Manu. And Ashravimshetame, one Manvantara will last for 71 Chaturyugas, 71 Mahayugas or Divya Yugas. So currently we are going through the 28th Mahayuga or 28th Divya Yuga. Kali Yuge Pratama Pade. So one Divya Yuga is consisting of 4 yugas: Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga and Kali Yuga. So out of which Satya, Treta, Dwapara are completed, and currently we are going through Kali Yuga. And Kali Yuga Pratama Pade. And Kali Yuga is divided into 4 parts. Pada means 1/4. So currently we are living in the first quarter of the Kali Yuga. So basically Kali Yuga lasts for 4,32,000 years. One Pada is equal to 1/4 of that. So we are in the first part. So this is about the time scale in relation to Brahma and the 4 yugas. And then the location where this samskara is being performed. Jambu Dvipe. In the entire 14 planetary systems, we are living in Bhuloka, the Bhumandala. Within the Bhumandala, we are living in Jambudvipa. In Jambudvipa, the centralmost island of the Bhumandala. And where in Jambudvipa? Bharatavarshe, the southernmost tract of land. And in Bharatavarsha, where? Bharatakande, the 9th division of Bharatavarsha. And in Bharatakanda, where? Meroho Dakshina Parshve. This Bharatakanda which is located, Bharatavarsha or Bharatakanda which is located on the southern side of Mount Meru. And within Bharatakanda, Godavari Dakshina Tire, the land on the south of Godavari river. This is being prepared in relation to Mumbai. When it comes to Mumbai or the places nearby Mumbai and all, they are spoken in such a way that Godavari Dakshina Tire, they are located on the southern side of the Godavari river. And Sahyadri Kshetra Samipe, at the foot of Sahyadri mountain hills. Mama Swagurhe, in my home. Devata Sannidau, in the auspicious presence of my household deity. So then what? So these are all in relation to place. Bhumandala, Jambudvipa, Mero, Dakshina Parshve, Bharatavarshe, Bharatakande. And within Bharatakanda, Godavari Nadi and Sahyadri Kshetra. And then with respect to time further, Asmin Vartamana Vyavaharike, in the current period now reigning, in the first quarter of Kali Yuga, Prabhavadi Shashti Samvatsara Namadde, among the 60-year cycle starting from Prabhava, etc. Vaikari Nama Samvatsare, in the year known as Vaikari Nama Samvatsara, Uttarayana, during the Uttarayana. Uttarayana starts from Makar Sankranti, it lasts all the way up to Karaka Sankranti. Karaka Sankranti to Makar Sankranti called Dakshinayana, Makar Sankranti to Karaka Sankranti, Uttarayana. To be precise, January 14 to July 17 is Uttarayana, July 17 to January 14 is Dakshinayana. And on the day of Gudi Padwa, which generally comes in the month of March and April, that is Chaitra, at the beginning of the first day of Chaitra Mas, the new year starts. So the new year started in the year 2019, the month of April, that is called as Vaikari Nama Samvatsara. And here we are talking about 14th April 2019, that is Sunday, that is the Dakshinayana lasts up to January 14th, then Uttarayana starts. So Ramanavami comes in the month of Chaitra on the 9th day. Chaitra Shukla Navami is called Ramanavami. That means the year, the Vaikari Nama Samvatsara started just 9 days back. Chaitra Shukla Pratipat. That is the beginning of Vaikari Nama Samvatsara. So Vasanta Rutau. So during this time the spring season is there. The Vasanta Rutu is going on. According to Chandramana, it is Chaitra Masa. The Chaitra month started on 6th April. It will last all the way up to 4th May. So then the 14th April will be Chaitra Mas. And then Chaitra Mas. According to Suryamana, it is Meena Rashi. The sun will be in Meena Rashi. The month is called Mesha. According to Suryamana, the month is called Mesha. And it is Shukla Paksha. It is still, it is 9th day only. The first 15 days is called Shukla Paksha. The next 15 days is called Krishna Paksha. In that way. So Mesha, the Mesha month is starts on 14th April. It stays till the way 14th May, etc. It is bright fortnight after new moon day. And then it is Navami Shubhatitau. The Tithi is Navami, 9th Tithi, because it is Ram Navami. Ravi Vasara, it is Sunday. And it is Pushya Nakshatra. The moon star is Pushya. The sun star is Revati. So these are all, so many other details are there. Don't ask about all these details, technical details, I will not explain. So then what says? Sri Vishnu Yoga Vishnu Karana, sorry, Sri Vishnu Yoga Sri Vishnu Karana Shubha Yoga Shubha Karana Evam Guna Visheshana Vishtabhyam Asyam Navamyam Shubhadito Sri Bhagavat Ajnaya Sri Bhagavat Kankarya Rupam. So as a service to Supreme Personality of God, as order by the order of the Supreme Personality of God, I am undertaking this so and so samskara. So my dear Devatas, kindly note down. At so and so time, at so and so place, I have performed this samskara. Upon my death, you kindly recount whatever I have performed from your diary, whatever it is. May it is Chitragupta, may it is some Devata, etc. Whatever it is. So with that intention, the samskara is that sankalpa is performed. So that is being presented in the Vedic literatures in relation to our location, Bharatkhanda. So thus, kind of we have presented about in our entire universe, in the Bhumandala, we have 7 islands, 7 Varshas, and then in that we have Jambudipa, then Bharata Varsha, then Bharatakanda, etc. etc. So this is the universal picture which is being drawn in our ISKCON. And the same way, there are other partial planetary systems, the remaining 13. Then 7 layer, the entire thing is called as our universe or our Brahmanda. So why this image is shown? But this is not the complete Bhumandala. Whatever we have discussed is only 10% of the entire Bhumandala. There is 90% remaining. So that 90% is further described in the 34 to 41 of 20th chapter of the 5th canto. That is being described there. So there is a query in the chart box. 1019 yojanas is equal to 13,043 kilometers. But according to modern day understanding, diameter of earth is 12,742 kilometers. So how can we understand? So my dear Partha Kumar Gupta Prabhu, so generally Vedic literatures does not, they never get into exact details. They are not at all interested in exact details. Generally they mention exact round figure, the very close round figure. According to all the Vedic literature, the closest round figure for Bharatakanda it is 1000 yojanas. So when you translate into kilometers, it may come little less, little more. It's okay. That error, they are not at all bothered about it. They are not at all interested in giving exact numbers. They always give approximate numbers. So even when I calculate 1019 yojanas, translating it from 16,000 yojanas, that 16,000 number itself is a round figure, the closest round figure. That may not be the exact number. And in Vedic literature, the value of pi is 3, not 3.14. So that is also there. So like that, there are so many approximations. They are never try to compare one on one the numbers given in Vedic literature with the modern scientific numbers. Vedas are not interested in exact numbers many times. They give the closest round figure because that is easy to write in the Sanskrit. Though you may convert the 12,740 kilometers in yojana, that may come into 987 yojanas. But for writing 987 yojanas in Sanskrit, it will take 2 lines. They say Sahasra Yojana. In one word, it is very easy to tell that. So Acharyas are very smart. They don't want to waste time in describing all the technical details so much. So this is my understanding. So don't worry. If they are not matching, they are very close. It's okay. So now let us discuss the remaining details of the remaining parts of the Bhumandala. So here is 2 slokas from Canto 3, Chapter 11, which talks about within the 4 holes of Mahavishnu, the universe composed of 16 transformations and 8 elements measuring 500 million yojanas, covered by 7 layers of elements, which are 10 times thicker than the previous layer, appears like a Paramanu. Millions of other universes also within the Lord Mahavishnu's force appear small as well. Okay, that picture is supposed to come here actually. Put it. So, what is being mentioned here is this entire universe consisting of 14 planetary systems covered with 7 layers, and each layer is twice to the previous 10 times to the previous one. The universal inner diameter is 500 million yojanas. From here to here, if you measure the entire diameter of the universe or here to here, that is 500 million yojanas. That is the diameter of the universe. And because of that, the entire diameter of the Bhumandala should be 500 million yojanas. But what we have discussed is only 7 islands and 7 oceans. The outer diameter, outer radius of the 7th ocean is only 25.35 million yojanas. Then diameter will be 50.7 million yojanas. But the entire Bhumandala diameter is supposed to be 500 million yojanas. We have only talked about 50 million yojanas. Then where is the remaining 450? That 450 is being discussed now in the 20th chapter. So this is what we have discussed till now. 7 islands and 7 concentric oceans, and the 7th concentric ocean is surrounded by a golden land. Then the next one, the Loka mountain, that is there, and that is surrounded by Aloka Varsha, and that is surrounded by universal layers. This is the universal shell, the golden line. That is where the universal shell starts. But after Aloka Varsha and before the universal shell, there is some intermediate space that is called free space or the gap. There is some gap between the Aloka Varsha and this universal shell, beginning point of the universal shell, that is also being indicated. So the details of all these places are mentioned here. The 7th island, the width of the 7th island, the 7th ocean is 6.4 million yojanas. Thus, the outer radius of the 7th ocean is 25.35 million yojanas. The width of the golden land is 15.75 million yojanas. That is from here to here. That is 15.75 million yojanas. Thus, the outer radius of the Swarna Bhumi is 41.1. Then the width of the Loka mountain is 82.2. From here to here, it is 82.2. From the center of Mount Meru to here is 41.1, and here to here it is 82.2, twice to that, twice to the previous inner width. Then total becomes 123.3. Then the width of Aloka Varsha from here to here, that is equal to 123.3. That is equal to the inner radius. From here to here it will be 123.3. It is 41.1. It is 82.2. The total combined together from here to here it will be 123.3, and that is also the width of Aloka Varsha from here to here. So if the here to here 123 and here to here 123, then the total width will be 246.6 million yojanas. Then there is a gap of 3.4. Then comes the universal shell. There are 7 universal coverings. The total width I did not mention here. Then comes Brahmajyoti. After crossing the 7 layers, there comes Brahmajyoti. So after crossing to the 7 layers, then there comes Brahmajyoti. Then this entire thing is Brahmajyoti. So that is being indicated in the Bhagavatam. So these are the dimensions of the entire Bhumandala, which has all the remaining portions. So then why Bhagavatam is talking about this free space, about 3.4 million yojanas? What is the significance of this free space? What is the need of having a gap here? Why Bhumandala is not touching the universal shell? Why it is keeping some gap? There is a reason for it. So that is being mentioned here. The entire diameter of the Bhumandala is 493.2 million yojanas. Thus, there is free space of 3.4 million yojanas all around from the shell. Because of this free space, Lord Shesha holds up the entire Bhumandala from below. If this is the entire Bhumandala, there is Lord Shesha below the Bhumandala holding the entire Bhumandala upon is one of his foots. So since Bhumandala is held by Lord Shesha from below, the Bhumandala is very vast. So it can go out of balance like this, like this, like this, like this. In order to keep the Bhumandala in steady state, there are 4 elephants in 4 directions on top of the Bhumandala. One in the 4 directions. East, west, north, south, like that 4 directions, 4 elephants are there. They actually keep the Bhumandala in a steady state. Whenever Lord Shesha from below, the 4 elephants from the above, they give up their service. That time, the whole Bhumandala will falls into Garbhodaka ocean. So whenever Bhumandala falls into Garbhodaka ocean, Lord Varaha appears and he lifts the entire Bhumandala and keeps it in its original position. So that is being mentioned here. Lord Varaha lifted up the earth, the entire Bhumandala, which has sunk in Garbhodaka ocean. It happened twice in the current day of Brahma. Once during Swayambhu Manvantara, other time during Chaksha Manvantara period. So both the times Garbhodaka Shai Vishnu lifted the entire Bhumandala from Garbhodaka ocean. So now you see the image. So this is the entire image of the Bhumandala, wherein these are the 7 oceans and 7 islands, and the center is Mount Meru, and here is Dhruvaloka. The Dhruvaloka is situated exactly above Mount Meru. And this is the green portion is the golden land, the black portion is Lokaloka mountain, the grey portion is Aloka Varsha, and this is the pole star. Now you see, this is called Lokaloka mountain. The black portion is called Lokaloka mountain. This is the only cross section, but actually the mountain is, it is a cylindrical mountain which goes in height upward. So the mountain goes all the way to the height of pole star in the northern side, in the true north side. So on top of this mountain there are 4 elephants. These 4 elephants are there for balancing the Bhumandala. And below this Bhumandala there is Shesha, who is holding the entire Bhumandala upon his head. So since Shesha holding from below, so it can go out of balance. So the 4 elephants are keeping it on balance. So the light of sun, moon, and all the stars, they are all situated very well within this Lokaloka mountain. Their light is very well restricted to Bhuloka, Bhuvarloka, and Swargaloka. So this entire thing, whatever you see here, all the way up to golden land, that is called Bhuloka. Just above the golden land, above the surface of golden land, maybe from here to here, this is called Bhuvarloka. And from here to here, all the way up to here in height wise, up to Dhruvaloka, that entire portion is called Swargaloka. The light of sun, moon, and all the other stars is seen by only these 3 planetary systems, Bhuloka, Bhuvarloka, and Swargaloka. That light cannot go above Dhruvaloka in heightward. The light cannot go after or crossing through Lokaloka mountain into Aloka Varsha. Since there is no sunlight in the Aloka Varsha, this entire portion is supposed to be dark. That's why it is called Aloka Varsha. Aloka means where there is no light, and also where there are no living entities. The place is not meant for inhabitants. That's why it is called Aloka Varsha. So these are the details about this one. Then Bhagavatam itself talks about Lord Varaha lifting the Bhumandala. So these are the verses from 3rd canto, 13th chapter. O Lord, the prayers offered by the residents of Janaloka, Maharloka, Tapaloka when Lord Varaha appeared and lifted the Bhumandala, they are offering prayers to the glorification of Lord Varaha. They say that, O lifter of the earth, Bhudara, the earth, that is Bhumandala, with its mountains, Sabudara, held by you on the tips of your tusks, appears very beautiful. It is like a lotus with its leaves held on the tusks of the mad elephant rising from the water. My dear Lord Varaha, as you are lifting the entire Bhumandala, it appears to be like a lotus flower, which is held by the tusks of a mad elephant. That's how they glorify. Thus, in India, there are the deities of Lord Varaha many places. We have the famous deity of Lord Varaha in Tirupati also. In, I think, Varaha's another deity is there in Madura also. Like this, various places Lord Varaha's deity is there. But wherever you go, the deity of Bhumandala is only in present deity personified form. Bhudevi is being shown. Here is the Bhudevi. Here is Bhudevi, who is seated on the shoulders of Lord Varaha. Here is Bhudevi. Here is Bhudevi. And here is Bhudevi. Of course, sorry, here is the Bhudevi. But only in the recent days, whenever they make deity of Lord Varaha, they keep a globe on the tusk of Lord Varaha. But traditionally, it is not the procedure. Traditionally, they generally keep Bhudevi in her personified form. There is another verse, it says that, your form of a boar, Shukram, personifying the Vedas, Trayimayam, appears beautiful with the earth, Bhumandalam. Bhumandale Nata Datat Dinate. The verse directly speaks about Lord Varaha lifting Bhumandala, not the spherical Bhartakanda. Held by your tusk, just as a huge mountain appears beautiful with a huge cloud on its peaks. So during Chakshusha Manamantra, when Lord Varaha is trying to lift the Bhumandala, Hiranyaksha came, proclaiming that Bhumandala belongs to him. So Lord Varaha had a good fight with him and killed him. And eventually keeping the Bhumandala on its place, Lord Varaha disappeared. So it was like that. So why Bhumandala submerged into Garbhodaka ocean during Chakshusha Manvantara? There is another pastime mentioned in the 8th canto of Bhagavatam, wherein Lord Matsya, who appeared to his devotee, King Satyavrata, therein Lord Matsya told that, O King, subduer of your enemies, on the 7th day from today, the three worlds, Bhuloka, Bhorloka and Swargaloka will all merge into the water of inundation. So as Lord Matsya predicted, in due course of within 7 days, because of huge rains, the entire Bhumandala was inundated by water, and it was the entire Bhumandala was submerged into Garbhodaka ocean. Then by the prayers of Devatas and the great sages, Lord Varaha appeared once again, then lifted the entire Bhumandala, bringing back to its original place. Thus, we have discussed within our universe, which has 14 planetary systems, out of which the middle one is Bhumandala or Bhuloka. In Bhuloka, there are 7 islands and 7 oceans surrounded by golden land, surrounded by Loka mountain, which goes in height all the way up to Polestar, the topmost portion of Swargaloka, and which is surrounded by Loka Varsha, and the other details are mentioned in the Bhagavatam. So here you can see the entire 3D picture of the entire universe, in which this is the Bhumandala. These are all the different divisions. Mount Meru in the middle. This is the close-up of the Bhumandala. All the details you can see. Jambu Deepa, saltwater ocean, Plaksha Deepa, sugarcane juice ocean, Salmali Deepa, liquor ocean, Kusha Deepa, ghee ocean, Krauncha Deepa, milk ocean, Shaka Deepa, butter ocean, Pushkara Deepa, sweet water ocean, etc. etc. So there is a small video about the entire Bhumandala.
The greater earthly planetary system extends out to the edges of the universe and has a diameter of 4 billion miles. Known as Bhumandala, shaped like a lotus flower, it has 7 concentric islands and oceans with Mount Meru as its pericarp. The 7 oceans respectively contain salt water, sugarcane juice, liquor, clarified butter, milk, emulsified yogurt, and sweet drinking water. Sometimes Vedic cosmology is misconstrued as portraying the Earth to be a flat disk. This flat Earth misconception arises partly due to our inability to understand Vedic nomenclature. A single object may be referred to by several names, and a single name may refer to several objects. For example, the term Earth may be used to describe at least 6 different aspects of cosmology. The Earth we live on is indeed a globe, as explained by the Sanskrit word parimandale, meaning spherical, used in the Mahabharata text. The flat disk refers to the greater earthly planetary system of Bhumandala. 4 elephants of inestimable size are placed at the 4 directions for balancing the greater Earth.
So this is a quick summary of all the details that we have discussed. The 7 islands, the 7 oceans. In the 7th island there is Manasutra mountain, wherein the sun is revolving around. The golden land, Swarnabhumi. The special nature of this Swarnabhumi is that it looks like a golden mirror-like surface, and when any object is dropped there, it becomes invisible. So it's like, as we see in the movies, whenever they discuss about heaven, they show cloudy structure below, and not cloudy, it's a smoky thing. All the way up to their knees or up to their thighs, there is smoke always. Whenever Sarga is being discussed, Sarga is shown in the movies or etc. So like that, this entire area is actually like a mysterious area, which appears to be very golden in color, but anything dropped there, it will disappear. So that's why the people who generally reside in 7 islands, they don't go to this place. They abandon this place. Only the heavenly residents, sometimes they want to have some sports, they come here. Maybe some retreats and all. They come to this golden land and have some retreats. So etc. etc. And Loka mountain is like huge mountain. It is cylindrical mountain kind of thing. So Aloka Varsha is the place where there is no sunlight, because of which people does not live, and that is followed by free space. Because of this free space, the Bhumandala can submerge into Garbhataka ocean occasionally whenever the Shesha gives up his service. Whenever there is time for Pralaya, that will happen. And then there are 7 layers of the universe. After the 7 layers of the universe, there is Brahman. Then afterward, there is Vaikuntha, etc. So this is what we discussed, one after the other. So this is 7th island, Pushkaradipa. There is Manasotra mountain exactly in the middle. On top of this Manasotra mountain, there are 4 townships in 4 directions. So the townships belongs to Indra, Varuna, Soma, and Vayu, and Yama. And sun travels upon this mountain, that is considered to be the orbit of sun. And then drinking water ocean, then golden land, then Loka mountain, then Aloka Varsha, then universal shell. So these are the details that are mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam. So in summary, this is what we have discussed. So before going there, I will again quickly summarize. We'll take a couple of questions that are there in the chat box. So here the query is, this is from Imanshu Prabhu. What's the meaning of Bhumandala falls into Garbhodaka? The entire material universe should fall as a single unit. Why only Bhumandala? So as Lord Matsya spoke, the 3 planetary systems known as Bhuloka, Bhurloka, Swargaloka will be inundated whenever there is some small pralaya. This is like occasional pralaya which generally happens at the end of Brahma's day. But in Chakshusha Manvantara also it happened because of some reason. That time, the Bhurloka and Swargaloka are inundated, all the people will be died. But Bhumandala exclusively, it is mentioned that it submerges into Garbhodaka ocean because Shesha gave up his service. Shesha is also one of the living entity of 3 planetary systems. He also dies at that time. So because of which, the entire Bhumandala, there was no one to hold him to keep it floating on the Garbhodaka ocean. So it falls into Garbhodaka ocean, not the entire universe. So this is Pralaya is being talked about, the Pralaya which generally appears at the end of Brahma's day. And here specifically it happened in the middle of the Brahma's day during the 6th Manvantara period because of some specific reason. So Bhumandala falls into Garbhodaka ocean. Other 2 planetary systems are kind of inundated by water. The people are died. That's all. That much happened. They did not submerge into ocean.
Prabhuji, this Sesha holds only Bhumandala or it holds the entire universe?
Only Bhumandala, Prabhu, not the entire universe. Only Bhumandala. It is very clear in the Bhagavatam. We will discuss that when we discuss the 25th chapter. Currently, we are discussing from the 20th chapter. 25th chapter actually dedicated to Shesha. That time, I'll show you all the references that Shesha is only holding the Bhumandala, not the entire universe.
Prabhuji, how is the entire universe stable then? Like, just like Bhumandala is being held?
All the universes are floating in Karna ocean. They are all floating in Karna ocean. That is mentioned in the 3rd canto, chapter 6, verse number 7 or 8. If you want, you can read that. All the universes, Upavapsu, they were all floating on Karna ocean. For the entire tenure they are existing. Okay, Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So there is another query from Shivam Kumar Prabhu. How day and night happens? This topic I don't want to discuss now. If time permits, we will discuss in the future classes. And with this only we started our discussion. If you remember, the very first day, the day night thing is being discussed. And then, if sunlight is there only in Sargaloka or Dhruvaloka, what is the source of light in higher planetary systems? Just like we hear in lower planetary systems, gems and jewels are source of light. So something similar in the higher ones. And for your information, Maharloka, Janaloka, Tapaloka, Satyaloka, these 4 planetary systems, there is no night for the entire day of Brahma. These 4 planetary systems, they, for the entire day of Brahma, they have only daytime. They don't have any concept of night there. And they are all self-effulgent planetary systems. They don't need any sunlight. And so there, the residence is only meant for mystics. The mystics are always in the mystic yoga only. So they don't need, they don't have to worry about sunlight, because they can create unlimited suns by their mystic potency. Why they need a sun to give sunlight or a moon to give moonlight? By their mystic potency, by their single thought, they can create 100 suns and 1000 suns if they want. So they don't need any sunlight. They are mystic planets. Where is the position of moon according to Bhagavatam in earth? Prabhuji, we will discuss. Don't ask. Again, we will discuss about the moon in future sessions. So the Shesha which is holding up the Bhumandala is different from Ananta Shesha? Yes. Ananta Shesha is an expansion of course, name is same. Ananta Shesha, when you talk about, is an expansion of Lord Balramji. He becomes the bed of Lord Vishnu. Here exclusively, whenever Lord Vishnu expands himself as Karnadaksha Vishnu, Garbhadaksha Vishnu, Arkyadaksha Vishnu, the bed is Balramji. It is Vishnu Tattva. But here the Lord Ananta or Lord Shesha who is holding the Bhumandala is a Jiva Tattva, is a Shakti Avesh Avatar. He is the son of Kashyapa Muni and is a wife known as Kadru. He is the first son of Kashyapa Muni and Kadru. The details are mentioned in the 6th canto of Bhagavatam. You can refer to Bhagavatam for more details. So Shesha we are talking is Ananta Shesha, on whom Garbhodaksha Vishnu is lying. No. On whom Garbhodaksha Vishnu lying is also called Ananta Shesha, but that Ananta Shesha is an expansion of Lord Balramji. That is Vishnu Tattva. But the Shesha who about whom we are talking, on whom the entire Bhumandala is resting, is a Jiva Tattva. That is a Jiva Tattva. He is the son of Kashyapa and Kadru. Is there any purpose of Alaka Varsha? That is the next query given, asked by Vivek Kumar Prabhu. So I don't know, Prabhuji. It is there, that much only I can tell. But what is the purpose and all, I don't know. And then Imanshu Prabhu asked that, any idea Bermuda Triangle? No, I don't have any idea about Bermuda Triangle. And the next question is, immeasurable depth of region where Ganges goes inside Ganga Sagar in Bengal. People say that's gateway from where Ganga goes down to lower planets. Of course, that is true. Ganga, passing through all over India, starting from the Himalayas, enters into saltwater ocean in Ganga Sagar area. From there, it goes down all the way up to Patalaloka. So that is true. It goes down to Patalaloka in order to deliver the 60,000 sons of Sagara Maharaj, the ancestors of Bhagirath Maharaj. That is true. And there is Sudhanshu Prabhu is asking one query. But I heard somewhere that Mother Rohini is actually Kadru. That's why Balramji takes birth as his son. So why does he takes birth from her womb, as she is the mother of the Jiva Tattva Shesha? My dear Prabhuji, Kadru is not Mother Rohini, but one of the expansion of Mother Rohini could be Kadru. Mother Rohini is eternal Nisisiddha devotee. She always stays along with Lord Krishna in the eternal Madhura and Dwaraka. And in the material world, that Mother Rohini might expand as Kadru, who became the wife of Kashyapa. Just like Kashyapa is an expansion of Vasudeva. Sorry, Vasudeva, not Vasudeva. Kashyapa is an expansion of Vasudeva, and Rohini's expansion is... Actually, Rohini's expansion is not Kadru. Rohini's expansion is Surabhi. I don't know where from you got this information. Rohini's expansion is actually Surabhi, not Kadru. So whatever it is, even she can expand in herself in the form of Kadru also. There is no problem in that. So through that Kadru, the Shesha, who is Jiva Tattva, who is the Shakti Avatar, appears and he is holding the entire Bhumandala. And he will hold it for the entire day of Brahma. Hare Krishna. I hope your queries are clear. So now we'll come to the quick summary of what we discussed till now in the last 4 sessions, including today. So we discussed that in the entire universe there are 14 planetary systems, out of which the middle one is Bhuloka or Bhumandala. So this is the image of entire Bhumandala according to the details given in Bhagavatam, exactly to the scale. So the thick line is the beginning of the universal shells. The diameter of this outer circle is 500 million yojanas, in which the 3.4 million yojanas of free space is there here. And then from the thin line to here, that is called Aloka Varsha, whose width is around how much? The width is about 123.3 million yojanas, Aloka Varsha. Then the grey portion is Loka mountain. Its width is 82.2 million yojanas. Then the inner portion is Loka Varsha. So within Loka Varsha, there is Swarna Bhumi, golden land. The width of Swarna Bhumi is 15.75 million yojanas. That is golden land. The thick line is shown here. The inner circle that is expanded here. This is nothing but the 7 islands and 7 oceans. This is 7th ocean, 7th island, which has Manasutra mountain. 6th ocean, 6th island, 5th ocean, 5th island, 4th, 3rd. This is 2nd ocean, 2nd island, 4th ocean, 1st ocean, 1st island. The white dot, white portion in the middle is Jambudipa. And in Pushkaradipa, there is one mountain. In the inner islands, there are 7 mountains. The 7 mountains are shown here. And as you go further, the innermost portion, that is Jambudipa, which is 1 lakh yojanas in width, that is shown here. This is 1 lakh yojanas from here to here or here to here, in which there are 9 mountains and 9 varshas. The innermost varsha is Ilavrata Varsha, which has so many further divisions, the further mountains, all those details are there. This is Bharata Varsha, which has 7 islands that are shown here. And we also further discussed about Mount Meru. Then Ganga descending into our universe, that is also being shown here. And as you magnify, this is Bharata Varsha, within which there are 7 islands, and the 9 islands, sorry. The 9th island is Bhartakanda. That Bhartakanda is our Earth globe. So this is the summary of all that we have discussed till now about Bhumandala, about different details of Bhumandala. So it is 9:13. So we have few more minutes. If some devotees have any queries still about, based on our discussion, we will discuss.
So devotees can even unmute themselves. I have given the permission, and or they can write in the chat box.
There is a query in chat box. How did Bhima enter into Kimpurusha Varsha? Sorry, Bhima did not enter into Kimpurusha Varsha, but on top of this greater Himalayas, exactly in the peak of this greater Himalayas, he met Bhima. So that is where Bhima said that here the territory of Bharata Varsha ends. Of course, this mountain has got 2,000 yojanas width, out of which 1,000 yojanas we can say that belongs to Bharata Varsha, other 1,000 yojanas belongs to Kimpurusha Varsha. So on the peak, Bhima met Hanumanji. So Hanumanji told that don't go further, that belongs to the residents of Kimpurusha Varsha. So it is not meant for the residents of Bharata Varsha. So that's where he was stopped, and Bhima comes down, comes back to Bharata Varsha territory, and that is where he went to a lake and he collected the Saugandhiki lotus flowers and he fought with Yakshas and he came back. So all the pastimes are mentioned in Mahabharata. If you are interested, you can read Vanaparva for more details.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, Dhruva Maharaj killed Yakshas. Like you told that Yakshas are in Ilavrata Varsha, and Dhruva Maharaj was in Bharat Varsha. So how he went? And you also told that we cannot go from one Varsha to other Varsha.
So good question. I mean, I have some details about this also in the future slide, but anyway, you asked. Dhruva Maharaj actually came to the greater Himalayas, where actually Lord Shiva resides here. In the greater Himalayas on the eastern direction, there is a mountain known as Kailash, where Lord Shiva resides along with Mother Parvati, along with Ganesha and his wife, along with Kartikeya and his wife. All the family members, they are all residing here, along with Nandi, they are all there here. And along with Lord Shiva, Kuvera also resides here. Kuvera, the town of Lord Shiva is known as Kailash. The neighboring town of Kuvera is known as Alakapuri. So Kuvera is the lord of Yakshas. So most of the Yakshas, along with their leader, they reside here. And this is where Dhruva Maharaj fights with Yakshas. And this is where Bhima fights with Yakshas, as he was trying to collect all these lotus flowers which Draupadi wanted. So that Kalakapuri is here. So when we mentioned about the discussion about these 9 islands, a person cannot go from this island to that island. That is meant for the residents of Kali Yuga. For all of us, we cannot go here to here. But the Pandavas could go from our Bharatkhanda to Greater Himalayas. They spent a lot of time on the Greater Himalayas, almost about 5 years they spent here. So they could come. But Hanumanji told that you could come all the way here, but you cannot go to Kimpurusha Varsha, etc. etc. But Arjuna went all the way up to Harivarsha during Rajashri sacrifice. Because Yudhishthira Maharaj ruling the entire Jambudvipa. He was the ruler of entire Jambudvipa. He could go here and there, no problem. And Dhruva Maharaj, he was the personality of Treta Yuga or Satya Yuga, whatever it is. He was the ruler of entire Bhumandala. So he could go anywhere he wanted. So for him, there is no restriction. But for the people of Kali Yuga, we have a lot of restriction. We cannot go to other island, other places. So that you have to understand.
Prabhuji, this Dhruv Maharaj came before Priyavrat Maharaj. So that
Yes.
that time these demarcations were only not there, like, because
Which demarcations?
the different islands and all. These
Yeah, different islands demarcation might not be there, but the Himalayas was there, na? Himalayas might be there from the very beginning.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, no problem. The name might not be there, but it might be called with different names. Just like the entire Bharata Varsha, when it was given to Nabi, it was called as Nabi Varsha. When Rishabdev was ruling, it was known as Ajnaba Varsha. Only from the time of Bharata Maharaj, it became known as Bharata Varsha. Before Bharata Maharaj came, it was known as a different name. That is okay. That is okay. That is pretty clear. There is no issue. Name may be different, but the place was there. That we have to accept. So there is a query in the chat box. Not query. Queries are there. So the query is about. This is asked by Ravi Prabhu. According to modern science, Earth and Moon is rotating, but here not given. My dear friend, we are not trying to conform to the norms of modern science. We are reading Vedic literature. We are just reading what is there in the Vedic literature. Whether modern science accept or does not accept, we are not bothered about it. We'll just read what is there in the Vedic literature and try to correlate with modern science. We don't have to accept whatever modern science says as it is. Don't worry. Is there any relationship between the Kailash mountain of Tibet and the Kailash where Lord Shiva resides? Yes, there is a relationship. In the greater Himalayas, Lord Shiva personally resides along with Mother Parvati and other family members. But in our Himalayas, where we call it as Manasarovar and the sideways of Tibet and all, there we can, this is a replica of the greater Kailash, where we can worship Lord Shiva's deity. Here we can worship Lord Shiva's deity. But if you happen to go to greater Himalayas, the Kailash mountain, you can actually worship the Shiva in person. That is the difference. So then there is a query from Murali Krishna Prabhu. In Satya Yuga or Treta Yuga, they don't have restriction and going to other parts, at least for the leaders and for the great people, for the yogis, great sages, etc. Common people maybe there restriction, but the other people would go, the leaders, the great personalities like Dhruva and all, they could go here and there. The great sages could go here and there. Even today also, great sages can go all over the Bhumandala. They don't have any great restriction. For example, Madhvacharya, He easily jumped from our Himalayas to the greater Himalayas, where he met Vyasadev. A personality like a stature of Madhvacharya can go anywhere he want, but not like at least me. Personality like me cannot go anywhere.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, one question regarding Mother Ganga. Like there is a story when by the foots of Lord she descended by the back of the universe, and second time also she came by Sagar Maharaj. So
Bhagirath Maharaj.
Bhagirath Maharaj, sorry. So did she descend from the same crack of the universe which was?
No, not from the crack. She was already there. If you remember, okay, I'll show you the previous picture. See, you see here, the Ganga is descending from the top of Mount Meru. It is coming down. It is jumping from this mountain to this mountain. It is there already on the Greater Himalayas. It is already there. But after Greater Himalayas, it disappeared. It is supposed to enter into Bharata Varsha. That portion disappeared. So what Bhagirath Maharaj did is, that Ganga, which is jumping from Hemakuta mountain to Himalaya mountain, and then which is supposed to come further, it stopped. Then he requested Mother Ganga to continue further. Then it entered into Bharata Varsha, and then eventually came to Bhartakanda, and then he went down to Patala Loka. So that is what. Ganga was already there. That Ganga is called Akasha Ganga. That Ganga which is jumping from Hari Varsha to Kimpurusha, sorry, Hari Varsha, this Hemakuta mountain to Himalaya mountain, that was known as Akasha Ganga. That Akasha Ganga is there in the outer sky. So by the request of Bhagirath Maharaj, it again landed on Greater Himalayas on the Jata of Lord Shiva. Then it came to Bharata Varsha. From here only, not from the Satyaloka onwards. Not that. It is a local descendant. It is clear, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you.
There is one more query in the chat box from Vipul Prabhu. He says that, is the whole one complete universe contains in one pora Mahavishnu? Actually, it is said that it is contained within the one pora Mahavishnu, like that. It is just to indicate that the entire one universe consisting of 7 layers, it appears to be one Paramanu in comparison to Mahavishnu. That was the reason. Because of that, it is mentioned as it is situated in one skin pore of Mahavishnu. But actually, it is not in skin pore. The universe with 7 layers is actually floating in the Karana ocean, the Viraja Nadi. It was actually floating in the Karana ocean, Karanarnava Sagara. So it is just to help us understand the greatness of Mahavishnu in relation to material universes. It is mentioned as if like that, Paramanu and all. They are not actually situated in the skin pores. They are there in the Karana ocean only. So for that, you can cross check with the verse. The last 2 verses of the 11th chapter of the 3rd canto. You can read through them once again afterwards. So Lord Shiva resides in both Kailash near Meru and Greater Himalayas near Bharata Varsha. Yes, Prabhu. Lord Shiva resides at 7 places in the entire universe. One is in Ilavrita Varsha. Here in Ilavrita Varsha, the 2 mountains which are known as Kailash and Karivara, one form of Rudra resides here. One form of Rudra Lord known as Shankara resides here. One form of Rudra resides in Tapaloka. One form of Rudra resides in Atala Vitaloka, the second lower planet. Like that, there are 7 places Lord Shiva resides simultaneously. Because there are 11 Rudras, not 7, 11 Rudras. The 11 Rudras stay at 11 places. That is there. Yes, Prabhu. Any other query?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I heard that Bali Maharaj was given the planet of Sutaloka.
Yes, he is there in Sutaloka even today also.
And Prahlad Maharaj being his grandfather, so he is also there with him. But we also hear that same Prahlad Maharaj is offering prayers to Narasimha in Hari Varsha. So how to reconcile this? So he has expanded?
No. Prahlad Maharaj actually stays in Hari Varsha only. But once in a while he goes to his grandson and spends some time with him in Sutaloka.
Okay.
Bali Maharaj stays in Sutaloka, Prahlad Maharaj stays in Hari Varsha, but once in a while they meet with each other. So mostly Prahlad Maharaj goes to Sutaloka and spends some time with him and then comes back after giving his association. So it is like that.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you.
So finally, any other last query before stopping for today's session? Hope I did not confuse you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Very nice explanation of all the different questions also.
Okay. Okay, then thank you very much. So we'll take break for today and we'll
Prabhuji,
continue.
can I ask one last question?
Yeah, please.
Prabhuji, this like Vrindavan and Mayapur, so they are only in this particular Bharat Khanda. In that also in modern day India. So like previously also I had asked question ki, why does Krishna choose this particular tract of land? And is there any specific significance or any specific name of this particular tract of land called India in Vedas?
Okay. I'll tell you. This is not called as India. At least for the sake of asking question, also you can say that Bharata. We call generally in our school we have studied it is called as Bharata Desh. India and all recent name given by English people, Britishers and all. So the understanding is since the entire Bharata Varsha is the Karma Bhumi, the entire region is called Bharata Varsha. It is Karma Bhumi. When Bharata Maharaj was ruling, the entire Bhumandala being situated in Bharata Varsha, and specifically the entire Bharata Varsha gets its name as Bharata Varsha because of the presence of Bhartakanda. Out of the 9 islands, the 9th island is called as Bhartakanda, because of which the entire area is also called as Bharata Varsha. And within Bhartakanda, there is a small tract of land which is located on the bank of Ganga, which is located on the northern boundary of smaller Himalayas. That tract of land is also called as Bharata. That is where the actual capital of Bharat Maharaj was located. So because this tract of this area which is surrounding, which is located in the area which is surrounded by the Saraswati river, Ganga river, Yamuna river, that is actually called as Bharata, which is on the foothills of smaller Himalayas. The entire Kanda, the entire island became known as Bharatakanda. The entire Varsha, which is located on the southern side of Greater Himalayas, is also known as Bharata Varsha. And though the entire area is called as Bharata Varsha, which is also called as Karma Bhumi, and exclusively Bharatakanda is a little special. And within Bharatakanda, the Bharata Desh is more special, because this area where Sanatana Dharma is still intact, it will continue to be intact throughout the Kali Yuga. So, I mean, that could be one of the reason for our benefit. All the Vedic literature talks about the history that mostly happened in this tract of land. Of course, there are references that Pandavas ruling the entire Jambudipa. Parikshit Maharaj was also ruling the entire Jambudipa. Dhruva Maharaj and Lord Ram, they were ruling the entire Bhumandala, etc. There are so many references are there. So, but all our historical texts, the Puranas and Itihasas, they talk about this place only, because this place is so special, so Karma Bhumi, and this place is actually meant for attaining perfection, attaining liberation. So the Supreme Lord appears again and again in this place in order to help us understand the importance of our life. This is one understanding. The second understanding is, since we are born here, all our scriptures talk about this place only. They don't talk about other places. If you happen to born in Kimpurusha Varsha, they might talk about all this Kimpurusha Varsha, about Lord's appearance in Kimpurusha Varsha in previous ages, etc., etc. So in that way, the knowledge which we have is limited to the knowledge corresponding to Bharata Varsha only. So in that way, we have to see. So this is my little understanding, Prabhuji. So there is a query in the. Is that okay? Is that clarifies your doubt?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
There is a similar query in the chart box. So other kandas of Bharata Varsha also have yugas and its effects like Kali Yuga in Bharata Kanda. Yes, Prabhu. The entire Bharata Varsha goes through the time changes of Satya, Treta, Dwapara, Kali. That is applicable to all other places. but how it is happening, we don't have much information about other places. That's all. So Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to discuss on 5th canto Bhagavatam. So we'll continue the discussion on Thursday as per our original schedule, and Thursday we will discuss from Bhugola Varnanam. There is a book written by Srila Vajra Tirtha. Bhugola Varnanam is a great saint in the line of Madhvas. So the same these things which we have discussed from Srimad Bhagavatam, we'll discuss from Bhugola Varnanam point of view. We will get a little more insights into the details mentioned in Bhagavatam. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you very much. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव भक्त वृंद की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, वाराणसी भक्त वृंद की जय।
His Grace Pavaneswar Prabhu ki jai.